Pugilism Company, home of the three-piece combos. This is your boy Reed, the Black Birch Sugar. If you don't ask, you don't receive, so I'm asking. Please subscribe. Please comment. Please hit the bell icon for notifications. Got a few more subscribers in the last couple days. Our goal is 1,000, y'all. That's our immediate goal. Thanks to y'all that are helping out with that. Let me get right into my quick hits and tidbits. Adonis Stevenson versus Badou Jack this Saturday, May 19th. Showtime main event, Toronto, Canada. If Badou Jack's aggressive, man, if he comes out aggressive like he did against Cleverly, if he stays in the pocket as he has against DeGale, basically if Badou Jack fights like Badou Jack fights, he's getting stretched. I've said 3. I've said the third round. It could might even be earlier, man. I don't like the path that Adonis Stevenson has chosen as a fan. He's chosen the path of least resistance, in my opinion. But that brother's got fire and brimstone in his left hand. That brother can bang, period. And he's just wild enough. He's not Deontay Wilder with it, but he's just wild enough where he's flinging that left hand at you with murderous intent early and often. And I just can't see how Badou Jack can stand close to this guy and not get knocked the hell out in 3 or less. For what it's worth, Sergey Kovalev is rooting for Badou Jack because he feels Jack would at least be willing to unify, something that Stevenson hasn't shown any inclination to do. On the undercard of the 5/19 Showtime telecast, we got Gary Russell versus JoJo Diaz. Now, this fight won't be in Toronto. It'll be a split cast. Russell and JoJo Diaz will be fighting at the MGM Grand National Harbor in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Fight night will be the 364th day since Russell's last fight. He fought once in 2017, fought once in 2016, fought once in 2015 as well. So quite naturally, it's fair to wonder if inactivity could be a factor, especially against a younger and eager and spry challenger like JoJo. But Russell says it won't be a factor at all. He says he's always in the gym, including anniversaries and birthdays. He even went further and said this fight on Saturday will be a massacre. Can't say that I disagree. I've stated on earlier podcasts that I love JoJo's ambition, but I don't think he's ready for this particular smoke. And I just hope that it doesn't take away years and fights from his career. Sometimes it's you can't put that young upstart in too early with a killer like Russell. Moving on, hey, quick hits and tidbits. We in ya, we out ya. Jaime Munguia, the new hero of Tijuana. His fight with Saddam Ali this past Saturday, the 12th, on HBO, drew a peak audience of 779,000 viewers, which is excellent considering on the same night we had Lomachenko and Linares on ESPN, sponging up most of the viewers. The WBO has come out and said that Munguia must first defend his newly won WBO crown against Liam Smith, who Munguia was a replacement opponent for. Munguia would like to make a voluntary defense in Tijuana first, but we'll see how that plays out with the WBO. Munguia is also interested in acquiring that WBC green belt, and he says he has no problem facing Jermell Charlo sometime down the line. Mikey Garcia. So Bob Arum told the media after the Lomachenko-Linares fight that he didn't like negotiating with Garcia. It was a difficult task, and he has no patience for it. Well, Mikey Garcia's come out and revealed he hasn't talked to Bob Arum personally since KOing Juanma Lopez back in 2013. This is Bob Aram, y'all. This is Mr. Yesterday I Was Lying, but today I'm telling the truth. Like, those are his own infamous words. It's really like this. For Lomachenko and Mikey to get into the ring, first of all, Lomachenko has to want it. He has to express interest to his promoter that, look, I want that fight. I see that as a legacy fight. Don't stand in my way of greatness just because you promote me. Secondly, the negotiations will have to be played out in public so we don't get this shady shit from Aram. Just like the Joshua and Wilder talks, they didn't get serious till it was made public. You know, Eddie Hearn was making bullshit offers, so then Team Wilder countered. Okay, now we know that they're in serious negotiations. That's because it was made public. That will also have to be the case with Lomachenko and Mikey, I'm afraid. Again, y'all, comments, subscribers, notifications, hit that bell icon, please, so you can be notified whenever we have a new Pugilism podcast. A day in boxing history. I think I'll choose May 17th. On May 17th, 1956, Ray Charles Leonard was born, also known as Sugar Ray Leonard. Yes, his middle name is Charles in honor of his mother's favorite recording artist, Ray Charles. Sugar Ray Leonard, man, he was that dude. Gold medalist in 76. He carried the sport of boxing in the post-Muhammad Ali era, I should say. The belief was that only heavyweights could be the biggest attractions in sports. So when Ali was getting around to the time of retirement, like, the boxing world was in fear. It was like, how do we, what next? What are we going to do? Is the sport dying? Is this it? Is this the end? Well, Sugar Ray Leonard defecated upon all of that. No fighter in history did more in fewer fights. My man had 40 bouts exactly. 36 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 25 KOs. In that span, he beat an undefeated Wilfred Benitez, who was 38-0-1 for a welterweight title. He in the rematch, he beat Roberto Duran, who was 72-1. Duran took the first fight in Montreal. Leonard got the immediate rematch with Duran in New Orleans. Duran was 72-1 in that fight. Leonard unified the welterweight division against a 32-0, 29 KOs Tommy Hitman Hearns. Let me repeat that. Benitez 38-0-1. Duran 72-1. Hearns 32-0, 29 KOs. Leonard also beat a 36-0 Ayub Kalule, who was the reigning junior middleweight champion at the time. Leonard also beat Floyd Mayweather, Senior, that is, Floyd Senior, by a 10th round TKO. Leonard had it all, y'all. He could do it all. Hand speed, footwork. He was tough. He had a good chin. He could box. He could bang. I mean, he dropped and stopped Benitez, who was a defensive wizard. Benitez had what he called radar. Like, he could sense what you were going to throw before you threw it. Nonetheless, Sugar Ray Leonard has a stoppage win over him. He outboxed Duran in the rematch. He foolishly tried to make it a pocket affair with Duran the first fight. Duran got into his head, just like Duran got into most people's heads, with shit talk. So Leonard fought his fight. It was still a good close fight, but Duran won it. In the rematch, Leonard used his wheels, his jab, started taunting Duran with some feints and the bolo punches. He actually did a fake bolo. He wound with like the left hand or the right hand and threw the other hand. And this conspired to fuck with Duran's head to the point he just quit outright. Didn't even want anymore. Beyond that, I mean, Leonard got his hands dirty and imposed himself on Hitman Hearns. Like, Tommy Hearns was murdering everybody back then. No one wanted to face Tommy Hearns. 6'2" ass welterweight? No. With Thor's hammer in his right hand? No. Nobody wanted any bits of that. Leonard came out trying to box early and was getting outpointed. I believe it was the 6th round, maybe the 7th. He hurt Hearns, And from there, I mean, he had to do something. He couldn't get inside on Hearns, so he made it a bit of a war, put some hurt on Hearns, and eventually got him out of there in the 14th round, which speaks to stamina. I mean, 14 rounds, stamina. Just add that to Sugar Ray Leonard's attributes. In the Hearns fight, he detached the retina, retired, came back, retired again, came back, and somehow managed to beat Marvin Hagler in an almost improbable victory. Moving up 2 weight classes, Hagler was top of the world at this point. He had an almost Tyson-like aura about him to where he was a killer. People were fearful for Leonard's life prior to that fight. Nonetheless, Sugar Ray got in there and did his thing. As most greats do, he fought a bit too long. Should have never fought Terry Norris. Damn sure shouldn't have fought Hector Camacho, which was like 5 or 6 years after the Norris fight. But Leonard went on to beat light heavyweight champion Donnie Lalonde. He finagled a super middleweight title in that same fight. And yeah, I just want to shout him out, man. May 17th, this day in boxing history, Sugar Ray Leonard born. Anyway, y'all, we're going to get out of here. This is Reed Black Burt Sugar with Pugilism Company. Peace and God bless.